Hare Krishna and good morning, world raisers. Sabina and Roger here. Today we finally get ready and read your comments of chapter 13, 14 and 15 of our Bhagavad Gita study. And in these videos we were reading the Bhagavad Gita of Swami Mukundananda. Sorry it's been so long. We're very busy, but we're ready now. Cheers.
Cheers. Coffee.
Rishi Mala. I wonder, Roger explains like real Brahmin. I'm just wow. Me too. Rishi, me too.
Wow. Me too.
Yeah, because it's not you doing it, is it?
No, just inspired.
Yeah. Pooja.
Enjoying the life, but not to be attached to it. God resides in every Atman, so he is also an enjoyer of everything, but is not attached. Living in this world, enjoying every miracle of God in every moment, but not getting attached to it is yogi. Yeah, very true.
Nice.
True, to be non-attached in the world, but not of it. So realizing that we're from another source, a higher place, a higher space of awareness, and understanding, God is the enjoyer in the self, the Atman of all.
I really love that concept of God, the enjoyer.
Yeah.
Bhavik.
The transcendental enjoyer, the one who resides within, is witness to everything and hence enjoys the play drama of life. Yeah, we assume that we're just, the only participants through our, sense faculties, right? And then we're responsible for experiencing everything. But there's a higher experiencer. There's the faculty of consciousness and awareness itself, which is an attribute or quality of the supreme source of all of existence. Supreme Lord Krishna is that enjoyer.
That which is always there.
Yeah.
That which is never not there. That was there when you were born and is still there.
Yeah.
I can feel it already. I'm getting into the state of relaxation again and just, I don't know. Bliss is such a big word, but it feels like,
Back into the Gita
difference,
mode.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking back on
Gita.
when we did it, it was a nice time.
It was a very special time, yeah. Deep Truth Channel.
I know a lot of things, but I want to experience. I don't feel enough peace by just knowing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's true for me on my journey as well, too. So a lot of intellectual knowledge, information. So jnana yoga was predominantly my path, just diving into spiritual teaching, spiritual truth. And yeah, it does have enough to, for the most part, like for me, to kind of raise me up out of the gutter, so to speak. But getting into the higher sort of bliss states, the experiential, devotional states, I would like to experience more of that as well. Like Sabina seems a little bit fortunate in that area.
I am, but only since September too. I mean, before that I was, I had the exact same wish. It's like, okay, I know so much by now, literally, but I just don't feel it. It's like, where is the experience of what everybody is talking about, like all the sages? And then just one day with one meditation retreat, it just all became experiential, which just also proves, I not changed the teacher, but I went to another teacher.
Yeah.
Like a Bentinho in this case. And so tried out new things, and it was just perfect. It was like zack, and it was blew my mind. And since then, I experience beautiful states, more experiential, and it's sometimes it's awkward because I know Roger, he knows everything too, and also so many people, and yet here is me, not having all this knowledge, and yet experiencing, and it does sometimes feel a little awkward that I'm so fortunate. But then again, it's not me, it's causes and conditions. And ultimately, it's Krishna. What can I do? I'm just...
Yeah, and there still is a balance there. So even though you're going to get these temporary states, it doesn't mean we don't have to label it and compare and say who's further advanced than others, right? No. Because the path of knowledge and wisdom, is its own path, right? So we can't really, we're comparing apples and oranges, right? We all have our own journey, our own path. And I think it's wonderful. I love it when she gets into those states. I don't feel jealous at all. I'm like, good. I'm like, finally, some progress.
That's really nice. And I love that you touched on that one is not better than the other, because I don't feel I don't feel it at all too, because it's like, it's just what's happening, right?
Yeah.
It's like, and it's still not it, and it's still just an experience. It's beautiful, and it's part of the journey. It can't be avoided, and yet I'm humble in that regard that I know I'm not better than.
Yeah, I think if we are to compare the two paths, we can say that, okay, well, this is good, because now at least Sabina is getting some signs that the seeds planted years and years ago, are starting to bear fruit. And she's going with the flow. She's finding new teachers, experimenting with new things, new ideas, getting into new teachings, the Bhagavad Gita, and now she's having such experiences because she's ripe for them, which is great, right? So then on the other path of knowledge and wisdom, I see the realizations as more, easier to get, because you just have to kind of understand the teachings deeply through contemplation. Well, for intellectual types, right?
It wasn't easy for me.
And then you get these intellectual realizations, which will help to, modify your behavior and help you to purify, just through wisdom. So in that sense,
I just noticed the cup that I'm using. But anyways, we just let go of labels.
Just a cup.
It's a beautiful cup with the nice drawings.
Is it the cup that's important, or what's in the cup that matters?
Hint to our 50,000 subscriber photo. Anyways, I just realized how much I love discussing comments and discussing things with you. It's
fun, totally.
It's so deep. I mean, we do that after every video, but it's I don't know why this is different. I don't know. It's different. I love it. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
Saket.
Transcendental enjoyer is the enjoyer of both pleasure and pain for that moment while remaining neutral and equanimous. Every new moment is a fresh start of life. Make it fully blossom. And then die in that culminating moment. Get involved in whatever you pursue, doing wholeheartedly and yet unattached.
Wow.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Saket. There's, just wholeheartedly, right? So give it your all. Do your best in whatever you pursue, understanding that, it's all a divine manifestation, a divine play. We got to practice karma yoga to undo, the tendencies of the ego mind. So we're lessening our pride, right? Our selfishness, our vanity, because we understand that, we're not responsible. There's a bigger force. At work.
I have a question. Every new moment, make it blossom and then die in that culminating moment.
Yeah, so leaving the past in the past, right? So you're surrendering all actions to God, and so it's like, I
love it.
Yeah, it's like even Satguru says every night when you go to bed, you die.
Yeah, it reminded me of Sadhguru too.
To the day, yeah.
Oh God, I love it. It's like, you are involved in the very moment.
Yeah.
And yet you don't carry it with you. It's done.
Yeah. Because there's so many people that are living, in the past with past regrets and, mistakes and traumas and triggers, and some of these things you need real help to overcome them and get over them. But then once you get into a flow of just being in the moment and surrendering your actions onto God, practicing karma yoga, then you're living life kind of in a new expression, a new flavor, right? Where you're surrendering your actions as they're done, knowing that you're ultimately not the doer. So then you're accumulating less karma in the sense that you're you're not taking on that baggage of the memory of thinking that I did this and I did that, right? So it's like there's a divine expression at work.
Love it.
And yeah, you're part of it, but you're not the ultimate source of the unfoldment of creation, right? Yeah.
You know, maybe it's also, again, like the Gita, the energy of Krishna
the wisdom
coming through. I love this so much.
Yeah, we also have Krishna here. That's new.
I have a little picture I put there.
Show it.
Well, it's taped. I don't know if it reflects too much. But, yes, because, you know why I put it there?
So he's always looking at you.
Yeah, that too. But yeah, Bentinho, surprisingly for me, I thought, I don't know, he was teaching visualizing God in form. And I didn't even think that he would do that.
Rupjan.
Yeah, something like that. And then, you know, God is always with you. You know, he's like your friend, your lover, your everything. It's like, yeah. And then I thought, oh my God, I don't know. I just thought, yes, I want God always next to me. And even though, you know, I'm working here and God is always with me, I thought I just felt like I want Krishna right on my side here.
I love it.
That's why he's here. Ayush?
Now you seems to have understood the Bhagavad Gita better. Please read the Upanishads. And absolutely right. Very looking forward to diving into that with Sabina, because that's a new kind of, well, not new, but it's a different take on the ultimate.
Do we have is this the Upanishads we have here?
Yeah.
Is this the book? Because we do have the Upanishads, but is this all there is, or are there more?
There's more. There's more Upanishads. Like most books, they just have, you know, like the top, you know, depending on the book, the top 12 or top 24 Upanishads, the most popular. But I think there's like 112 or 113 Upanishads. I'm not sure. If anybody knows, let us know how many Upanishads are there.
Yes, let us know more about the Upanishads. Not about the Upanishads, but what version? Here we go again.
Oh, yeah, versions.
Different versions, etc. But yes, I don't think anytime soon, but maybe this year. It will ripen.
Because it'll be the first for Sabina, but I have...
Once again,
But I have read some of them.
Yeah. Tat Savita.
You are the true modern yogis, just like many sages have been in the past days of peace. You shall remain like this, untouched by the world, but doing your duties and always do the things that you are doing. Know to remind the world the truth of ancient times as it is living truth of all ages. You are on the right path. Always remember this, that wherever the truth is, it is present there just as it is. 12 inches away from the front of nose, in and out as it is, the one that must be kept in silence. It is all around, washing itself and experiencing itself through us and all living and non-living. It will protect truth as it is the truth itself. It is eternal.
Wow, I love it. So this is a quote from, is that Krishna? No. Maybe somewhere.
I'm not sure, but yeah, it's in quotation marks, so I'm not too sure. Well, I don't think, well, he's talking to us, so maybe I don't think it's a quote. He says,
I know.
Listen, you are the true modern yogis.
I know, but I
don't know if I would go that far. I would say we're definitely truth seekers. And no, we will not deviate from our path because we've set some pretty, high intentions of pursuing enlightenment. And honestly, it's the only thing that we're really interested in. Yes, we are interested in Marvel and other
Peaky
things.
Blinders.
But the thing is that, so I want to make it clear, for the teachings that I've come across and all the teachers, they do say it in one form or another that we can be in the world, we can have a life, we can go to work, we can have other enjoyments, but it's about priorities, right? So spirituality and advancing spiritually is the goal and aim and the priority of our lifetime. But that being said, we can still be in the world, but not of it, and then share kind of what we're learning, but be on the path. So it's very clear that we want to remain students for this lifetime. And if that's the definition of a yogi, then absolutely we are.
Well,
yogis.
Isn't everybody then a student that is committed to the spiritual path? I mean, there are no real teachers that are not also students.
Well, yeah, totally.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, except you're full-blown enlightened, like the Buddha is like...
But it's a different label. It's like you can...
Maybe, still. Would the Buddha still be a student?
No. I wouldn't think so.
I don't know. I don't know if there is always more.
But from our realm of experience, I would say no. The Buddha reached the culmination of spiritual endeavor on this plane.
Yeah,
Whether there's other planes that he goes to advance
that's what
further.
I mean.
Yeah.
Like on this plane, yes.
Yeah.
But, could he still be a okay, not on this plane. He wouldn't be a student.
On another plane, yeah.
But then,
Yeah, possibly. I don't like to speculate too much into that because it's beyond our capacity to know.
Yes, but...
Speculation.
I know, but it does ring true to keep going here. Because that, like we have this sense, and I think Bentinho mentioned it this week, where we think there will be an end. It's like I will reach that point and then it will be done in a way. Yeah. But it's like, in a sense, it will never end. Like there's...
Well, no. So I do see it that way. Like I didn't want to voice my opinions because it's not really coming from me. It's coming from, what teachers have said. And David Hawkins said that as well, right? He said that, this world is like spiritual kindergarten, right? So we advance. And then even once you attain enlightenment on this, that's like graduation from this realm. Yeah. But of course, you're going to still be on the path. And then if you're kindergarten, and Bentinho uses the word babies, right? So we're spiritual babies, right? And we're just at the beginning, right? So we're very encapsulated in being attached to materiality and just being in samsara, the cycle of rebirth. It's like we're attached to that. That's why we're incarnating on this planet and other similar planets or realms. Because we're attached to material existence. Our Atman, our soul, our consciousness, our stream of consciousness is attached to form, right? Mm-hmm. So, and we've been doing that since beginningless time, right? Yeah. So we're very attached to it. So we're very much, if we're still incarnating as material beings in samsara, we're still in kindergarten. We're still babies. Mm-hmm. So beyond that, there's more. There's the spiritual dimensions.
Okay. Yeah. But does it have a relaxing quality for you too if you think, there's like, there's no real, it's like it's all about being.
Yeah.
And not about, I have to reach this goal, like to reach this kind of level. Mm-hmm. It's like you set the intention for this level.
Yeah.
But then you just be and you just know that there is never an end.
Yeah, so it's settling into the wisdom of the teachings, knowing that, okay, everything is technically still perfect right now. Everything is the unfoldment of creation, right? Coming from the ultimate source. And then you rest in that, right? So, of course, you have to read the teachings. You have to understand, what is going on. And then you kind of settle, even just intellectually without, any experiences of it. You can know that you're safe. Right? There's nothing to worry about. Mm-hmm. God has you. You're infinite. You're, indestructible. You're immortal, right?
Yeah.
And then you'll be like, okay, set your intentions, right? Because karma it's a big part of it, right? So you got to seek to purify, right? Seek to know the highest truth. And then you'll be guided, Grace is always there. It's like God is not distant. He's here right now. And you set an intention and you seek the truth. And guess what? The truth shall be revealed, right? Knock and the door will be opened.
Nice,
Seek and you will find.
Nice.
Right? I used to have a quote. I used to say it, quite a bit. And I think it's my own quote. If I were to have a quote, this would be it. Who is truly lost? The one seeking the truth or the one who thinks he already found it?
Look at you having a quote.
I have a quote.
Do I have a quote? Quote me, people. Namaste, world raisers. Yeah. That's cute.
Yeah, so being a seeker is
beginner's mind.
The path to freedom, right? And that's the thing with religions, right? When you just adopt a belief system, you're told some things and then you just believe it, and then you think you're right. Yeah. You're not seeking anymore. So then you think you've already found the truth, but not really.
Yeah. Yeah, I love this. Oh, I can't wait. Because Roger is gone most of the week. And there's so much I want to talk about because especially now that, this week I did a whole retreat and it was just full on and so much to talk about. So much just becomes clear and then Roger is not there and now we sit here and we talk and it's like, oh, no.
Yeah, we might start doing spiritual vlogs where we talk about our week and our practice and what we're doing and what we're going through and
because then I can hold back during the week and then just
and then when we go for walks in nature,
Roger,
we can actually enjoy nature and not have Sabina blah 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 the whole time because she'll save it for when we're in front of the camera.
But well, yeah, it's one of my ways to contemplate.
I know, I like it.
Talk to you, and you have to know where I'm at.
Might as well record these conversations.
Exactly.
What?
Oh
my God.
I bow to one of my gurus, Roger, for his teachings. My humble pranams to you, created. That is so cute.
My humble pranams to you right back, my friend. And I would not claim to be any sort of guru. I am a fellow seeker on the path. But thank you so much for maybe some of what I said resonated, and I'm very, very grateful and happy for that because I am but a tool to be used by my one true Lord, Supreme Lord Krishna. And I am grateful for the words that flow through this body, mind.
Oh, nice. D.
A devotee is devotee. It doesn't matter to whom one is devoted, whether Krishna, Buddha, Jesus, Ram, or Shiva. Devotion is the purest form of love where one is immersed in the God and does not doubt that God exists or not. Just love the God.
Just love God. I just thought of that today again, or yesterday too. Because, it's like all about reaching enlightenment. But if we get rid of that, trying to achieve something, and just love God. And I think that was, what came through during the Bhagavad Gita study, what just became clear, right?
Yeah.
It's like, that's all you have to do. Like, and then from there, be.
Yeah, so we got to get into the higher levels, and we often forget that love is a very high level of consciousness, right? And it's a very, reachable goal in this lifetime. So it's like a stepping stone to enlightenment. Now, that's kind of how I see it now, and absolutely. And I love, the diversity because I'm totally on board with that. Whoever you're devoted to, especially since Krishna says in the Gita that, whoever you're devoted to, all worship comes to me, anyways, right? Because there's only one source, and we often get confused by that. And then which God do you worship? Well, there's only one true ultimate God, right? So, yeah, that's how it is. And if you understand that, then we can let go of all of our opinions and positionalities about others and other religions and other practices, and then we can see it as, it's great. Because there are some really devoted, religious people in the world that don't really, want to dive into the negativities of their religions. They just want to be pure devotees, and that's incredible. That's amazing. So,
nice.
So good.
Sudharakan.
Pranam. You are doing great service to mankind by preaching Bhagavad Gita in English. Especially you are Westerner, and you are having good feeling, understanding, and bhakti.
Thank you.
We are doing our best. Thank you so much for noticing.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost like that. It's
Yeah, it's very, the Gita is very, very dear to me, and now it's dear to Sabine as well. And we want to make this a foundational scripture for this channel because I think it's so important, even for other religious people. I think it's something that needs to be studied. I think any religion, I think Christians, Muslims, they would have a better understanding of God if they would accept this as one of the world's holy sources of truth, right? Yeah. And they don't need to start labeling their definition of God as Krishna, but they will get a better understanding of God the Father, of Allah, just by studying this sacred text.
Yeah, absolutely. Sanatani.
People who meditate upon the light or formless are actually meditating upon the light coming out of Krishna's divine body. Hence, Krishna is the source of the divine light. Yeah, absolutely. And this understanding of, so we're labeling, in this case, Krishna as the highest. And I do believe this, but I don't believe it's necessary to impose that as on anything, whether people believe that it's Krishna or God the Father or the ultimate source of everything or that which is not. It's true, but the other thing is true, right? Because, Krishna is not egotistical and he doesn't care about the words that people are using, right? It's about being devoted to that truth. But Krishna is a source of divine light. And I also maybe just want to touch on Krishna's divine body because it came up a lot, and maybe we should discuss it just during all of our Jagannath reaction videos and how, Krishna was shot by the arrow, and then, so did he die by that, or was it pre-planned, and then he was burned? And a lot of people were saying his heart can't be in the temple because he ascended with his divine body and he has a divine body of light. So how could he have even died and nothing would remain because he left with his body? And that's really fascinating. And I don't disagree with that completely, but I still think that limits Krishna. And Krishna is unlimited. So people think that if Krishna would have left any parts of his divine body, then that would limit him, because how can that happen with his divine body? But I think that Krishna is supreme. So, of course, he can leave a body. He can leave parts of his body. He can make that body, even though it's a divine body, he can make that body material so that he could leave something. And if he does, because if he can't do that, then that actually limits him. And then when you're thinking about multiverses and other realms, and, if he materializes as Krishna in a divine body in other planes of existence, he could do that simultaneously in thousands of universes at the exact same time. So which body is his actual divine body, right? Which one? Where would it be? Because if he couldn't do that, if he only has one divine body that can only be one place at one time, then that limits him as well. So you got to see his divine body as being totally beyond materiality, right? But can still, manifest as materiality. Because if he can't do that, then we just limited God again, right? So we got to remember Krishna is unlimited. If he wants to leave a material body, he totally could do that. So, anyways.
Gopal, he says, too many thanks for you, my brother and sister. So sweet.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Thank you too.
It'll be Anjali and B.
Anjali and B are teaming up, and I actually think I saw it somewhere else. Or maybe it was this one, I don't know. But she really wants us to do the Ramand saga. But I said we don't have that much time. And I think it just needs lots of preparation and also getting in contact with them and asking them, if we can cover it or if they block it.
But there's also, so B in some comments, he's requesting just a few really important episodes.
Oh,
right?
okay.
So we can maybe do that first and then...
Really?
Or you want to just do the whole thing?
Well, if we do it, then...
We do it, we're going to do it, I guess.
Patience.
But anyways, we have heard you because, of course, Anjali and B, You guys are family. You're two of our most wonderful and dear commentators.
Yeah.
So we love you, and we've heard you, and hopefully causes and conditions manifest, and we get there.
Yes.
Soon.
Yes. Patience.
Yeah.
Noah ask us not to do boring videos. And we love our subscriber going in there defending us. So thank you so much. A trophy to each of you. Honestly, I love doing this. I know this will not get many views either, this video, because also the Bhagavad Gita study is over since a long time. But it's just so rich in, I don't know, the contemplation and the insights. And it's like, it's so part of the journey, and it really, excites me. It's like, I cannot not do it.
We have to mix it up. We have to get the wisdom in there as well as the entertaining videos.
Yeah, but you know what, because we did a couple of spiritual songs lately, and yet they are so meaningful because afterwards we discuss them. So it's almost like a teaching.
Oh yeah.
So it does fit in there, and then we also, how do you say, give something to the people who want more entertainment. And yet it is still satisfying for us because, the songs are really deep. And when we dissect them and go into them and contemplate them, and then there's a win-win. There's a win-win. And the trailers, they're
we got to do the popular stuff for sure, because we got to get more viewers to inspire more people.
Oh no, we're not gonna get into duality and non-duality again.
Duality and non-duality, yeah. The big debate. It's amazing. I really do like the debate though, because it's a higher debate. It's a higher level debate, right? It's like the ultimate debate.
Shripad,
the great debater.
So kind. Like, sorry, but the time he puts in, like, he's one of our regulars and like really passionate commentators. It's incredible.
Yeah, especially on our Gita series. So absolutely loved your input. I think being argumentative and disagreeing with someone is not akin to not loving someone. You can love people even when you have a major disagreements. I don't see how both of these things are co-related. I disagree with pretty much everything you guys say. And you have disappointed me sometimes with your take on dualists, but I am still here, right? Why? Because I love you guys. Amazing, Shripad. We love you too. And we loved your input and your comments. And you're very passionate about your view, and that is totally okay. And so from my point of view contains your view. So I'm very happy with your view. Do I want to convert you to my view? No. Your view is fine, right? Yeah. So we all have our own views. It depends on, how unlimited is the view. And I want my view to be, I don't want to have any limitations of the ultimate, because if I do that, then I've just limited the ultimate, right?
Yeah, okay. This is going into duality, non-duality debates again. We did it so much on this chat, all these comments. So we're going to skip this whole part. But it's beautiful. We love you too.
No, totally.
So the most important thing is to love each other, even though there is a disagreement. And the disagreement can only be there if we're still in our head, if we're still in our mind, right? So, and it's going to be there, and it's going to be there forever on the level of mind. Once we transcended the mind, there will just be, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because it doesn't, I do know what you mean, because in the end it doesn't matter. If we surrender onto Krishna, if we surrender our opinions and our egos and our, the very identity, and then realize that we're just pure conscious beings, purely spiritual, and then we surrender completely, then we're done. There's nothing to debate about, and we can trust Krishna, and we trust God that He has everything under control, and then we accept the almighty power of Supreme Lord Krishna, and we don't have to go out there and defend him, right? Because he's God. He doesn't need our help.
Yeah. So these throwing concepts at each other, Roger and others, and it's just like it's beautiful, and it, can lead to insights, and yet. At the end of the day, when we leave a debate, we just have to let go of everything. And it's like, it's like we know shit. Like, honestly, like we know nothing. Like, this is all just intellectual BS at the end of the day, isn't it? Like, it's just intellectual fighting and just concepts, and and then it's like, okay, this is cool, and this just manifested, but now we just like, okay, but honestly, like. Neither Roger knows if non-duality is, the path, nor you, nor others know that duality. It's like,
and it's
like,
so
boom, just exploded all.
But I've really enjoyed this debate because it opened up to how high, our conceptualization of the ultimate can be, and it's beyond. Ultimately, we have to admit that it's beyond our true knowing as an ego being.
Exactly.
We're just taking it from teachers who have taught it this way and teachers who have taught it that way, and then we're deciding, which teacher we believe in, and then that becomes our view. But do we experientially know that? No, we can't. And we have to admit that to ourselves, that we're still ignorant. Until we're enlightened, we're still ignorant beings on the journey. And then we surrender. That being said, I do love the debate because it opened up the ultimate. It's like the ultimate debate. Right?
Ultimate.
It's like
And Roger doesn't often get a partner to debate with on the ultimate level.
Yeah, so I think it was great.
Yes. But I think both components are important here, and I'm glad this comes up. It's like, yes, let's debate on the level of, concepts and mind and understanding and jnana yoga, I guess, knowledge. And then once this is done, let's just all let it go and love each other and understand that we actually know nothing and that everything is beyond those concepts and that they're a tool, but it's all about also, understanding that they are not us and that they can get in the way of loving each other and just, understanding each other and just seeing others as human, love, I guess. Let's not put that into the way.
We got to bring. So you have the wisdom and the knowledge, and you studied the Gita and then the other sacred texts, and then still comes down to eventually grasping onto bhakti, karma yoga, and then practicing, and then getting into meditation.
I love this.
Right, and then boom. Surrender.
Boom. Oh, Chandrakirti caught my eye. Animesh.
Chandrakirti attached this very idea of Atman enshrined in the body with his 7 points chariot analogy. Tibetans craze over Chandrakirti's like anything. Tibetan Buddhist philosophy is based on Chandrakirti's understanding of Nagarjuna's work, who in turn gives interpretation of Gautama's teaching. Then Advaita comes up with gold and ornaments analogy to counter his. So I have studied emptiness quite a bit and the teachings of Nagarjuna and Chandrakirti and the breakdown, of all of this. And I have read the chariot analogy, a few times in different books. So I know what you're saying. But you're saying Advaita comes up with the gold and ornaments analogy to counter his. And I actually don't see that. Maybe I misunderstood it, but I think that they actually support each other and they don't counter each other, right? So it's different ways of looking at things. So you break apart the chariot piece by piece, and then you can see that there's no chariot inherent in any of the parts, right? And then with the gold concept and the ornaments analogy is that you break down the ornament and then there is gold there, right? So it's a different way of teaching the same thing. Either there's everythingness, the gold is the everythingness, and it's found within the bangle or the jewelry or the necklace or the ring. So the gold is always there. And then the chariot example, it's pointing out emptiness, and then there's no chariot inherent in any of the parts, and you break it down, and then it's empty. There is a nothingness. So the nothingness and the everythingness, it's the same thing, right? It's just different way of expressing it. And I can also see this with, Jesus and Buddha. You would think that they're teaching opposing things. Jesus is teaching, God, and God is everything in the source, and we are one with God. And Buddha is teaching, the emptiness, and that perhaps that there is no God, even though he didn't outrightly say that. He just left God out of the picture and then seek the truth within, right? And teaching about emptiness. So he's teaching, the negation. Find out everything that you are not will lead you to the same truth as, search for the ultimate truth of absolutely everything will lead you to the same place, right? So both examples are teaching the same things, just in a different way, in my mind.
Nice. Oh, Tom Trees. You guys are amazing. Watched every single of your videos, and I only found this channel yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Love you guys so much already. We love you too. Aww. Mahabharat. Yes, we will watch. We will.
He says it's like Avengers Endgame or something, but way beyond that. Would really love Sabine to react to events of Mahabharata.
Yes, one day.
Well, now that you said that it's like Avengers Endgame.
Shri Harry Potter. Oh, was that?
That was the video.
That was the video. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah. Hey, it's Uttam. Oh, wow, that is so sweet. Every time I meditate, I think about you guys. You should reach the state of Turiya. Aww, you too.
The fourth.
May you reach it too. Keerthi. Yeah. And all of you watching.
Yes.
And those who are not watching, everybody.
Let's reach it together.
Yes, this lifetime.
Whoa.
Oh,
that's a big
wow, Payal. We just opened your comment.
Looks like a nice...
It looks so beautiful.
Hey guys, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I don't think I could able to explain in words, but still I try to explain my experience. You guys, please do tell that. Have you guys experienced the same or not?
Oh, okay.
But I think everyone has their own unique experience based upon their type of relationship with God. Oh, yeah. Hey, we
Beautiful.
were just talking
we
about
just
that.
talked about it, yeah.
When first time I read Bhagavad Gita, my mind suddenly started relating things with the world, that whole life and birth cycle, wheel of happiness and sorrows, etc. And when I started relating things, my mind kind of urges me to just look more through it, and trust me, I didn't even interested in God at that time. And when I read it, oh man.
Nice.
I feel like everything makes sense, and that nobody is full happy, everyone needs to die, etc. And then my mind take this as a green signal, and I unconsciously started following its teachings, and trust me, I didn't even know why I'm following it. And guys, slowly I came into practice and became a habit. But every time I unconsciously feels like I'm experiencing something beautiful but different, and yet I'm kind of missing something from inside, but my mind was much more interested in material happiness rather than God. With the help of knowledge and guidance of Sri Krishna and his beautiful devotees, I started realizing consciously that nothing is permanent, and it's this whole material things I meant for him, for his enjoyment, and he provided this material things to us so that we could use this blessing for his enjoyment or seva, so that we could serve him, because guys, we are souls. We are his tiny parts, but still his parts.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Wow.
Absolutely.
We love it.
I love it, and I love your experience. And I had a similar experience, actually, when I read the Gita for the first time. You know, I was spiritual at that time, and I was at the very beginning of my journey, I would say. You know, maybe a year or so in, I read a lot of Dr. David R. Hawkins' books, so I had this real intellectual understanding of the ultimate. His books are extremely intellectual, and gives you a good grasp of the whole path and, you know, what we are, and, you know, you get these intellectual realizations. But then the Gita and, David Hawkins, you know, calibrated the Bhagavad Gita, and that's what led me to it finally. But that like unlocked another door. It was like, oh, okay. And then you get a higher understanding of, who is God and what is happening. Because often on the path of the intellect, it becomes kind of more impersonal in the sense of, you can understand it, ultimate reality many different ways, that we're just a spark of the divine, non-duality, my higher consciousness is that, right? And it's hard to be devoted to your higher self in that regard, like the ultimate is your higher self. But with the Gita, then you can still understand that to be true, but, we can be devoted to, God, right? Yeah. So, and then that's, okay, understanding that, he's always with us. He's always there. There's not even a fraction of an inch of separation between God and us, right? Yeah. It's the veil, it's Maya, but it's super thin. It's like,
love it.
It's just a little sliver of a misperception, and then we think that we're separate, and that's runs the ego mind.
Yeah.
Right? Material nature.
Nice. Robert, I want to say, but it's probably Robert.
Believe Jesus Christ. We absolutely do believe in the teachings of Jesus Christ. And in my mind, it was a small, small world back then, as it is right now. And there's no doubt in my mind that Jesus was a traveler and he was a seeker. And I do believe that he came across the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita and he had an incredible understanding of who God is. And he is the perfect example of a true Krishna devotee, completely surrendered onto God. Yeah. And you got to wonder, where did the word Christ come from?
In German, actually, it's Christus and oh my God, what do we say? In German, we say Krishna. Yeah, Krishna and Christus.
Yeah, so amazing.
Krishna.
So back then, what was Jesus really teaching? He was teaching love one another, surrender unto God, right? So the same thing that Krishna teaches, except from different points of view. Jesus is teaching from the point of view of a devotee to God, and Krishna is teaching from the point of view of God. And they teach the same things.
And then the Buddha?
And the Buddha is teaching the same path, leaving God out of it. Just go within and find your true self.
I mean, honestly, how fortunate are we that we get so many angles? Yeah, literally. It's like all different angles. If we can grasp that and be open to that and to receive that, like, oh my God, we are like so fortunate. It can just like,
so that's why I see Jesus, Buddha, and Krishna as all three of them are ultimate teachers. Ultimate. They're teaching the ultimate truth. Ultimate. Just from different points of view, right? And then if you understand all three of them, then you have an incredible foundation of like what to do.
We're going to read now the other 3 chapters, the last 3 chapters, and I hope you will join us for this journey too.
Yeah, incredible. Thank you so much, everyone who participated and commented and just joined us and listened and watched as we did the Bhagavad Gita. So grateful and fortunate, and we love you all.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Raise yourself and raise the world. Peace.
Peace.